Adobe Photoshop is an extremely powerful image editing tool that enables users to manipulate their digital photos in an incredible variety of ways. And step-by-step tutorials are a great way for people to share and learn interesting Photoshop techniques. But it is not always easy for users to follow these tutorials. In some cases, the user might not understand exactly how to execute a particular step because he's not familiar with the relevant tool or feature. Even if he is able to follow all of the steps, he often has to switch focus back and forth between Photoshop and the tutorial, which can make it hard to keep track of the current step and what to do next. To address these challenges, we developed Tutorial Player, a tablet application that connects to a running instance of Photoshop to provide an interactive tutorial experience. Let's take a look at how Tutorial Player works. First, we connect Tutorial Player to a running instance of Photoshop on a laptop or desktop computer. From the home screen, we can browse through a gallery of interactive tutorials. Let's check out how to create the slow-mo effect. Step 1 says to open an image or use a sample file to work through the tutorial. In this case, let's use the sample file. We just click the Show Me button and the sample file automatically opens in Photoshop. As we start going through the rest of the tutorial, we can continue clicking on the Show Me buttons to automatically see how each of the steps work. So here we select the polygonal lasso tool and then create a selection. When we click Show Me for step 4, Tutorial Player automatically opens the appropriate dialog box for feathering the selection. And as we continue, we see how the selection is used to create a darker vignetting effect around the edges of the image. We can also try to perform the steps ourselves in Photoshop. Here we create a new Curves Adjustment layer, and when we complete the step in Photoshop, Tutorial Player automatically advances to the next step. In other words, Tutorial Player automatically keeps track of what we're doing in Photoshop to help us stay in sync with the tutorial.
When I saw the video, I had kind of flashbacks to, I guess we can kind of date ourselves by the version of Photoshop that we've worked on. I don't remember what version I was, oh great, awesome, yeah. I don't remember what version I used, but I've always had these experiences of having like 5 million browser tabs open while trying to figure out how to do something and then crashing your entire thing because back then browsers weren't that stable. And it was always very frustrating. And the idea of using the iPad as a second screen to drive that, I thought was very clever because you need full access to the application. And the application has to have focus and you can't be switching back and forth. But the other thing that I really loved about it is just the idea that it almost kind of made the iPad kind of an avatar, right? It was like your little buddy that would be just showing you how to do all these things. And it was somehow like connected via telepathy and could run these actions for you if you were unable to do so. And I thought that was really quite brilliant as well because there are a lot of use cases for the iPad, and I think that is a really beautiful one. But I think the last thing that I really liked about it was, it reminded me a lot of some of the companies that we've invested in. You have a feature in there that we didn't get to in the video, which is that anyone can actually create a tutorial. And it's not just Adobe. And that's actually really kind of beautiful because if you are really great at making your things look like graffiti, or if you're really great at making your things look very European, whatever rocks your boat, you can go make that tutorial happen and put that out there. And it's embracing this aspect of peer production that we see in a lot of our companies, like Codecademy is one of our investments. And the idea is anyone can learn how to code, and it's free, and you can do that. So I really love that you guys embrace those ideas. And so great job. Thanks.